It's been 2 months now, and today this video is all about 7 things that I have learned since I retired to the Philippines. Let's go and find out what they are. Hello and welcome back. I'm Phil, this is Scrambled Eggs because it matters. And I've already completed my first 2 months of retirement in the Philippines. And I've learned a lot so far. It hasn't been a stroll, and there's still so much to learn. There are good things and there are bad. Life here in general is pretty much as it was in the UK. Anybody who was thinking that I would be sitting on a beach being fanned by dusky maidens is completely out of their tree. What life is like is exactly the same. You sleep, eat, carry on with the tasks that you have, you clean the house. But what is good about it is that my money stretches a lot further than it does in the UK. There's so much more that I'm able to do. I can eat out, which I couldn't do when I was living in the UK. I can go to the bar once or twice even a week, which I couldn't do. I could not afford to do those things in the UK. Here, I have the money. The money that I have, although it's less than I was receiving in the UK, stretches a lot further. But there are other things other than the cost of living that make life here good. And there are some things that make life bad. So, here are 7 things that I've learned. But first, let's talk about the cost of living. My budget in the UK did not allow me to do anything. My budget, which is smaller here, allows me to do a lot more. As I said, I can go out. I can go out up to twice a week. I can eat out occasionally. Groceries are always fresh and very affordable. I eat well at cooking for myself at home. And the best part is that I can save around about £1,500 a year just off my small pension. And that obviously then will be going into a health fund, which will hopefully keep me fit and healthy should I need hospitalization or get sick in any other way. That fund is growing rapidly. So I would say what I've learned firstly is that generally life is a lot better than my life experience was in the UK as a pensioner. Now, apart from the cost of living and how much money I'm able to save as a retiree in the Philippines, let's look at 1 or 2 other things. And firstly, visas are very, very easy to extend. I have just completed my 2nd visa extension. I now have an extension up until the 2nd of September. And I've also bought the ACRI card. I filled in the forms. I've got to check with them in a couple of weeks. And an ACRI card is a tourist identity card. Now, they will only make you do that if they're pretty sure you're staying here long term. And so visa extensions generally take me about 20 to 25 minutes. The cost is minimal. It's about $2,100 per month, which is very affordable. The journey there is very short, and that gets done very, very quickly and efficiently. The ACRI card was a little expensive at almost $6,000, but you only have to renew that every year. So in terms of staying long term, that worry that I had that maybe I wouldn't be able to extend my visa has completely disappeared. That is also something that I've learned. The people in the Philippines are generally very welcoming, they're very friendly, they have a great sense of humor. But I am told that in this area there are some bad people around, and one of my daughters, Mabel, warned me about going out late at night. Also, when I was out in the bar, I did ask some of the people in the bar, and they did tell me that there are some dodgy characters around. I've been out late at night many, many times now. I have not come across anything that would lead me to believe that it's anything other than safe and secure in this area. I will obviously update you if something happens and that changes, but as far as I can see, I've been welcomed into this community, and everything at the moment in terms of the people in the area is perfect, and I'm enjoying interacting with them. They are fun, and boy, do they love to sing. And another thing that makes retiring in the Philippines extremely pleasurable is the food. I have tried all kinds of foods now, adobo, caldereta, and even the famed lomi, which, as you can see, was extremely frightening at first. It's very, very slimy, but it actually tastes divine. Apparently Batangas is most famous for its lomi, and I can't wait to try it again. The flavors and the freshness of the food is what gets to me. Everything is just like so fresh in the supermarket, and I'm thoroughly enjoying the culinary experience that I'm getting here. Food is cheap, and that makes it a pleasure to be staying here. But it's not all good. And first we need to take a look at the transport system. The transport system here is very, very difficult to work out. Jeepneys, I do not understand the routes yet. I doubt whether I ever will. I did take my first ride in a tricycle, but the tricycle cost was quite high. However, I have found an app similar to Grab called Angkas, and you can order a motorcycle. They normally turn up within a few minutes and they will take you to your destination. This is a much cheaper option than using a tricycle, and as long as you're comfortable on the back of a motorbike and they drive very sensibly, this is the best way to travel around the city. However, traveling around the province is a little bit more difficult, and as yet I haven't sorted that out. I need to go to Manila. I need to catch a bus to Manila just to see how quickly it gets there, and just to know which bus, where I need to go, how I would buy a ticket. I need to learn how to do that, and I will do that within the next couple of weeks, I guess. And I will do video of my trip to Manila, because I'll probably stay there for a couple of days. And at least then, when I want to go away on holiday, I will know which bus, how long it takes, and hopefully I'll know exactly what I'm doing there. I can get an Angkas motorcycle to the bus station. It's just a case now of working out the bus station. But the transport for 2 months has been a nightmare. I've absolutely no idea how to get around apart from walking, but we're getting there. And slowly I am learning a lot more about how to get around, not only in the city, but we'll get to learn how to travel around the province as well, because there's so many interesting places to go and I don't want to miss out on that. And as I go and visit different places, then we'll obviously be posting video of that. And talking of holidays, the other bit of bad news is not related directly to the Philippines, but related to this war in Iran, because prices for internal flights in the Philippines are sky high. They really are expensive. And so at the moment I've put off plans to travel outside of the province. I was planning to go to Cebu this month, but I've postponed it. I really don't want to pay the kind of prices that they're asking, and we're going to delay that until, or hopefully, all this stuff in the Middle East is over and prices have lowered and stabilized again. So yeah, the other bit of bad news is that the traveling that I plan to do is not happening for a little while. And then the final adjustment that you have to make. It has not been comfortable in terms of the heat, and it's not been great in terms of insects. The heat in some part is due to the severe El Nino that is going on worldwide. Vietnam is in a dreadful heat wave, and also I believe the UK is suffering a heat wave at the moment, or maybe enjoying a heat wave in your part of the world might be a better way of explaining it. But here in the Philippines it is extremely hot, but I've adapted and we're doing okay. I've bought an air cooler. It's a very nice air cooler, and with a fan going as well, I'm pretty comfortable indoors at the moment. Insects are another problem, and last night a very strange thing happened. I wanted to go to the mall to draw out the money to pay my rent on Monday, and there was an absolute swarm of flying insects. Even when I got to the mall, they were inside the mall. I got a sense that they were just all outside preparing to die. They were flying very low. They were quite large. They were kind of like the size of a 50p piece with longish wings. And I got a sense that they were outside just to die, because they did seem to be getting lower and lower. They would land on your clothes and fall off. And even inside the mall, they were sticking to people, but eventually they were just on the floor. And it's a very strange phenomenon, and I need to find out more about what that was, because when I left the mall about an hour and a half later, having walked around a little bit, they were gone, and there was a lot of them on the floor, and I suspect that they had come out in swarms just to die outside. Cockroaches, yep, we see cockroaches. I get them in the front porch, I get them in the back porch. Cockroaches are a way of life. If you have an allergy or cannot stand cockroaches, then you're probably not going to settle very well in rural Batangas here. There are cockroaches, and if they bother you, then you're going to have a problem. I've learned to live with them now. I spray places with insect repellent, kills them, and I sweep them up in the morning and pop them in the bin. But they are not the worst of the insects that you get. There's no spiders or anything nasty or evil. I've seen some odd insects that I don't know what they are. I've seen one centipede in my bathroom sink. But mosquitoes are an issue. And mosquitoes, as everybody knows, kill more humans than any other animal worldwide. And it's not malaria I'm worried about, it is dengue fever. All over Southeast Asia at the moment, dengue fever is rife. And it's something that you need to avoid if you possibly can. Catching dengue from a mosquito could mean you are severely sick and will probably need 3 or 4 days in hospital. I've got mosquito coils which I can burn outside in the porch areas, and I cover my body from 5 o'clock in mosquito repellent. So far I'm not getting bitten very much, but I do get the odd bite. But so far, luckily, I'm avoiding dengue fever. If you're coming here, dengue fever must be high on your priorities. You must always protect yourself from mosquitoes. And so there you have it. 7 things that I have learned, some good, some bad, but overall my experience living here in the 2 months I have been here is very pleasurable. And whilst there are still things that I need to learn about, like the transport system, things that I still need to adjust to, like the heat and the insects, and the fact that I still need to wait before I can start traveling outside of the province, everything here is hunky-dory. Would I recommend retirement in the Philippines? Absolutely yes, is my answer to that. But there's one other thing that you need to be careful of, and that's boredom and isolation. Because if you move here on your own, you will feel that, and I have felt it occasionally. There is a danger when that happens, is that you can turn to drinking frequently. So I would say limit the amount of time you spend in bars, because that will drain any budget that you have. I'm well within budget, comfortable, saving money, and I'm going to end this video here. Thank you all for watching. I'm Phil, this is Scrambled Eggs, because it matters. All that remains to be said now is, stay safe, stay strong, and come and retire in the Philippines.